What is Flexbox? Flexbox is a CSS layout system used to arrange items in a row or column, easily control spacing alignment and responsiveness. Major applications of Flexbox. Align elements center. Create a navigation bar. Center a login form. Make product cards in a row. Equal spacing in portfolio sections. And responsive layouts. We demonstrate these applications in coming projects. Flexbox container and items. Flexbox is applied to a parent and its children. The parent is called Flexbox container, and children are Flexbox items, as you can see in the image. The red color box is container, while 1, 2, and 3 are boxes are Flexbox items inside container. We apply Flexbox properties on both container and items as well.
Let's see example of how Flexbox is applied. Let's see the HTML code. We have a dev class. This is a dev element that have other 3 dev elements. 1, 2, 3. This red color dev, we have assign class container. So this is the container class. Just like this is the container that is called Flexbox container. To apply Flexbox properties, we need a container. So on this container in CSS, we will apply property display flex. To apply other properties of Flexbox, the first property to perform Flexbox properties, we need the very first property, that is display flex. So on this container class, we will apply display flex properties. While this box 1, box 2, box 3, these are actually devs 1, dev 2, and dev 3. These are actually Flexbox items. So for Flexbox, we need a container and then its items. And we will apply flex property, display flex property on the container. We can align these flex items horizontally or vertically. We have another property of flex that is called flex direction. That may be row or that may be a column. If we want to arrange elements in horizontal form, then we will use flex direction row property. If we want to align the items vertically inside the container, then we will use Flexbox property flex direction column. In each Flexbox direction, we have 2 axes. One is main axis and the other is cross axis. Very simple. If the direction is in the row, so this horizontal axis will be the main axis and the vertical axis will be the cross axis. If the flex direction is in the column and the items are arranged vertically, then this vertical the vertical axis will be the main axis and this horizontal axis will be the cross axis. So very simple. The main axis depended on the direction. If the direction is in the row, so the horizontal axis will be the main axis. If the flex direction in the column, so the vertical axis will be the main axis and The horizontal axis will be the cross axis. There are some of the properties that we can apply on the main axis. On main axis, we apply these property, and these properties will be applied on the all of the elements of the container, like justify content. So the items will be flex start will start from the start of the container, justify content center. So the flex item will be aligned center. Similarly, justify content flex end. So the items of the container will be aligned at the end, and similarly space between, space around, and space evenly. These all properties will be applied on the flex items. These are the flex items. So these all properties will be applied on these items. And it for the main axis. Similarly, this is our main axis. Now for cross axis, we have some of the properties, that is align item stretch, align item center, align item flex start, align item flex end, and align item baseline. These properties will be applied on the cross axis of Flexbox items. Similarly, and if we have array properties, array property is used if we have multiple rows, the item is in the multiple rows. You can see in this example, the item is only in single row. If we have multiple rows, then we will use array properties. So these are some of the properties they will be applied on the wrapping of items, like align content stretch, align content center, align content flex start, and these all properties. Flex item properties. These properties will be applied on the individually flex items. These properties are applied on the container. Main axis properties, cross axis properties, both will be applied here in this container. That will be applied on the container. But flex item properties will be applied directly on the flex items, like these items. These will be applied on these items. So order, it shows the order of items, first, second, third. Flex grow will show how the elements will grow, and flex shrink how the elements will shrink. And similarly, align self, how an individual element will align itself. So these are some of the properties that we applied on the Flexbox. Let's see them in VS Code for the demonstration. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this video, we are going to demonstrate Flexbox properties. So let's create a new file, flexbox.html. Let's change its name to the Flexbox. Flexbox. Just take a container class. Inside container, we will take 3 boxes. Dot box multiply by 3. So we have taken three boxes. It says 1, 2, and this is 3. So this is Flexbox container class, and these three boxes are Flexbox items. Let them give separate ID. This is 1. To apply flex item properties, this is ID 2. This is actually 3. This is ID 3. Let's list them open in preview. You can install this live preview. Go to extension and search for live preview. So just install this, and there is Microsoft extension very popular for live preview. One is live server. This is live server, and the other is live preview. So for the live preview, just install this extension live preview. So you can see we have just created container class and 3 items. This is actually Flexbox container, and these 3 are actually Flexbox items. We will arrange them inside this container. We will apply all the properties on this items as well as container. So for the time being, we have just written 1, 2, 3. So you can see the result 1, 2, 3. Now to apply properties, and let's move to the CSS. This is our CSS file. Just start from body and body, background color, black, first link CSS, now you can see the properties has been applied, and font color white. So you can see similarly margin 0 and padding 0. So these properties are applied. You can see now it is 0 margin and 0 padding. Let's move to the container class. Just copy the container class. Let's move to container class, starting with dot container, and we will apply some properties. Starting from border, that is 4 pixel, solid and red. You can see the border is applied. Height, that is 80 VH. You can see that this is the container. Let's take some margin. Let's say 30 pixel. So you can see this is the margin. Like margin is 50 and the width, let's say it be 6. So these are properties that are applied on, this is our container. This is actually our Flexbox container. Let's apply some properties on the items, that is class box class. Starting with the dot box, let's width and height 100 pixel, height 100 pixel, and border 4 pixel, solid and white. You can see that now these 3 boxes that are Flexbox items now apply text align center. So text will be centered, and font size like 40 pixel or 60 pixel. So now these are, and font weight bold, font weight bold. So you can see now the font is bold. Let's apply some padding on the container, that is, let's say 5 pixel or 15 pixel. So you can see this is, and just now, so these are the properties that are applied on each box. You can see this is HTML. So this is div. So each div, these properties, each one are div, and these, using box, we have created 3 boxes, 1, 2, 3, and these properties apply on these. Let's 1, 2, 3, let's them give different color. So for different color, we will use ID. Starting with hash 1, background color green. You can see its background color is green. Just apply border radius 20 pixel. It is selected 10 pixel. You can see border is applied. Now this color is green. Just copy the same, Control C, Control V, Control V. Now apply the second item with class 2 and its color is green. Its color is blue. You can see, and this is purple. This is ID 3, third one items. So we have applied, we have just created, according to the HTML, we have created a div. So this is a container. This is a container. And we have three boxes that likes Flexbox items. Now we will start applying Flexbox properties. You can see these are the Flexbox properties for main axis, justify content, and these for cross axis, and these are for wrapping, align items, align content, and these are for Flexbox items. Let's start applying. Just move to the CSS. For applying Flexbox, we will move to the container, this container, and we first property we will apply display flex. You can see now they are arranged horizontally. Let's increase the size of these boxes like 200 with 200. Or it's enough. Hundred is enough. You can see that are arranged horizontally. As soon as we apply the property flex, so that are arranged horizontally because of by default property flex direction. So apply flex direction. That may be a column or row. Just apply row. So you can see no change. So by default, the flex direction property is row. So by default, the items will be arranged horizontally. So now the item is arranged horizontally. So this is main axis, row is main axis, and this column vertically is cross axis. You can also apply flex direction property in column. So you can see now that are arranged vertically. So if they are arranged vertically, then this vertical axis is main axis and this horizontal axis is cross axis. So there are two direction, flex direction row and flex direction column row. So now this is horizontal, that are arranged horizontally, and this is now main axis and this is cross axis. It may be also row reverse. So you can see now that are arranged in row but in reverse order. Now that is right to left, 1 2 3, and in the row that are left to right, 1 2 3. Similarly, column. So this is column starting from top to bottom. It may be also reverse column. Column reverse. So now that are bottom to top. So that was all about the flex direction. That you can arrange in column, column, you can arrange in row, row reverse, column and column reverse. Next property is justify content. Just starting from row. So flex direction is row. Now come to the main axis. So in this form, this is our main axis, horizontal main axis, because the direction is in the row. So we can apply all these properties starting with justify content. So all these properties we can apply it with justify content, start, center, end, space between. All these properties will we now apply them one by one, starting from start, flex start. Now justify content. So we can apply all these properties. This is for main axis. Main axis. In this case that is horizontal, because of this row. Justify content properties for main axis. These may be all these property, like from start. So the elements are already from the start. That already from the start, so no change. Or it may be end. So you can see the elements are aligned at the end of container. Start of container, end of container. It is maybe also center. So the items, flex items are arranged at the center of container, and this property is very much used in our projects to align items on the center of the screen, but it is just horizontally. If you want to create space between them, just put some gap like 5 pixels. So you can see space is created between the item. Just increase to 15. So you can see the items are separated. This is because of gap properties. Similarly, you can apply properties space around, space between, space evenly, space around. Flex items are evenly distributed in the line with the half size spaces on either end. Just click on this. So you can see that the space created between, space around, equal space is created between the items, and of this half space is created around the item. So is space around, equal space is created in between, and half of the space is created around the items. Similarly, space between. So you can see the difference. Now there is no, this is because of padding. If we remove the padding, Just from container, you can see space between, only space between the items, equal space between the items, but no space around the items because they are stick to the borders of the container, while in space around you can see space around the items as well. Space evenly, you can see now equal space in between the items and around the items are created. So if you want to create the same space, so you can use the space evenly property. So these were the some of properties we can apply on the main axis. Just make it comment. And now we will apply cross axis. This is vertical axis, now cross axis. So just apply some properties for the cross axis. Cross axis. And for the cross axis, we use align items. You should remember this, that for this we use align item property. So starting from align items, so same is the case, align items end. So this is the end of the vertical axis. Start. So it is start of the vertical axis. Center. So it is center of the vertical axis. If you want to make it horizontally and vertically on the center, so we can use both property, like justify content center. Now you can see that the items are now horizontally centered and also vertically uncentered. So you can also use both properties. This is horizontal axis, so horizontally uncentered, and this is on vertically centered. So this is very much used in projects to make the items horizontally and vertically on the center. So you can use these properties along with each other. Now vertically, so you can also use that space between to the center. Now that are center of vertical axis, cross axis. Similarly, so these were some of the properties for use for the cross axis. Now use for wrapping. Just make it comment. Now it's time to, if we have more elements in multiple rows, this is in single row. If we have multiple rows, wrapping. Let's go to the Flexbox, and I have 3 elements. Let's make them copy and make them more. Paste. You can see now we have so many elements, but that are not properly visible. For wrapping, we use align content property. Align content in these are the properties. So just move to the CSS and just use flex wrap, and it may be no wrap. So by default there's no wrap. If we move to the wrap, so you can see now the elements are divided in the rows, in the form of rows. So if you want to so many elements, then that should be used in multiple rows, then you have to use the wrapping property. And for the wrapping, we have these properties: align content, it may be also in wrap reverse. So you can see now then that are in the reverse order. Let's move to the HTML. This is 1, 2, 3. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's enough. Just we have 10 elements. Now you can see that are in the reverse order because of the property reverse, wrap reverse. Just apply wrap. So now they are in 2 rows, but in the proper order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we applied a wrap reverse, now they are in in reverse order. One like starting from the bottom and reversely: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So make it wrap. You can also increase the space between. Just make the padding, this container padding. Let's remove the, that's okay. You can increase this gap, the column gap, also the row gap. Let's column gap, make it like 5 pixel. So you can see that this space, let's make it 15. Like make it 20 pixel. Let's say there is, just remove the gap. Here, this is the gap property. Just remove this. So there is no gap. If you want to if you are using wrapping, just we can use wrap column gap property. So make it like 5 pixel. You can see a small gap is created. Like let's make it 15. So you can see 15 pixel properties column wise is created, like it's 25, so you can see more space is created. Similarly, you can use a row gap. Let's make it 10 pixel. So this is the space between the rows. Let's make it the 20 pixel. So you can see more space created between these two rows. Let's make it 30 pixel. So more space is created. If you want to increase the gap like 50 pixel, row gap or decrease on to just 10 pixel. So these are some of the properties of writing. Similarly, you can apply some properties like line content, like align content. So all these properties you can apply, like align contents end, so it is the end of the container. Similarly, align content start, so it is start of the container. Align content center, so these are at the center of the container. So you can see now we have three. This is for main axis, we used justify content. This is for main axis, and for cross axis we use align items, and for wrapping we used align content. There is difference. This is align items for cross axis, and this is align content. So these are the three categories of properties that we can apply on the container. Three category of properties, just like for the main axis properties, for the cross axis and for the wrapping. Now we will apply some properties on these individually on these items. So just remove padding. Let's say we have just these four items. Let's change the, we can also add another, just make it 3 only. And you can see we have ID1, ID2, ID3 to target them one by one. And use the property, just make them comments. And let's start with the main axis. Justify content center, or just justify content start. Now come to the, let's move to the, now we will apply properties on these individual items starting from order. Order shows their sequence like 1, 2, 3. So apply order. These are flex items. Flex items. Just give order. Like this is 1. Just copy it. This is 2. We have just 2 items. It is just like assigning a proper order. Order 3. So they have already in this order 1, 2, 3. So this is number 1, number 2, number 3. You want to change the order, like you want to it number 3 to become the first one. So make it 3, make it, so make this 3, 1, and this will become the 3. So you can see now the 3 comes to the first position. So using order property, you can change the position of the items. Next is flex grow. Flex grow. It grow the size with respect to other. Flex grow. Let's say this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. Just close this preview and open with live server. Let's move to CSS. Flex grow. So this will not grow, and this just copy, paste. Flex grow 0, 0. If we want to increase the size, so there is no difference. You can also do by just inspect them, and from here just click on this. You can increase the size, increase or decrease the size. Just click on inspect. And from here you can decrease or increase the size. So you can see there is no change in their size by increasing decreasing, because this is because of there is no grow. It's become 1 and make it 2. Make it 2. Now check. Now check. You can see that there is no change. There is no change in the size of 1, because there is 0 grow. By increasing, no increase in size. And you can see here is increase in size, but the third one size is increased by double. So this is because of this one. So if it increase 1%, so it will increase by 2%. So grow properties is used to increase the size of flex items. You can see if we want to enlarge the size of screen, so they are growing, but you can see no increase in size of 1, but there is increase of size on 1 and of 2, and the size of 3 is double of because is of 2. So this is because of grow. Let now use its reverse shrink property. Shrink. Flex shrink. It make 1 and it make 2. You will see if want to shrink is used to decrease the size. Now you can see they all have the same size. If want to shrink, now you will see. Now you will see it will shrink. It will not shrink. It will shrink, and it will shrink double of this 2. Just you can see now. We want to shrink the size. You will see that 3 is shrinking more than 2, and there is no shrinking in 1. So this is the other property that we used, flex shrink. And the last is align self. Align self properties is used to align one individual element, like we applied on this first one. Just remove this shrinking, and you will see there is no change. Now we want to change the position of one individual element. Let align self. Align self. So these are some of the properties you can align like end. So you can see the only one we apply this on only one number box. So it is aligned at the end of container, but there is no change on these two. Self-align properties is used on individual item. Similarly,